my favorite thing to do on Halloween is listen to Iron Maiden, Number of the Beast. And I love to chase ghosts and go on to Queen Mary and run around and get scared the fuck out of. That's my plans for Halloween. Woo! I love it. And I just love to see freaking death and dismembered horror movies like from hell. I love it. That's my favorite stuff to do on Halloween. I hope you enjoy that stuff too. Metal.
Hello, this is Kate from Hirax, and what I like to do on Halloween is listen to Venom Bloodlust. Not much more than that. Only Venom. Stay metal forever.
Since October is right around the corner, I wanted to ask you about Halloween. Is that a holiday?
It is October now.
Yes, sir. Is that a holiday you took part in Norway growing up?
It means nothing.
Really?
No. Actually, it doesn't. I mean, Valentine's Day means nothing. Halloween means nothing. Service industry and whoever is interested in selling any kind of commercial product, they're trying to make Halloween and Valentine's Day a big deal, but Norwegians have yet to pick up on it.
So what does Halloween mean to Anvil?
Lots of candy.
Very scary.
I love candy.
Do you guys have any memorable performances from Halloween's past?
Yeah, man. What was that Halloween gig, man? Way back in.
Oh, the Halloween bash that we were talking about with Johnny Z.
Yeah, there was one back in Legendary in 1982. I think it was in 82.
With Raven and Riot.
Halloween
Headbangers, Halloween Headbangers Ball, 1982 or 83. It might have been.
That's a memorable one.
Amazing.
It's an old one, but it was a good one. I don't think we've done any recent Halloween gigs.
What would be on Anvil's Halloween playlist?
The Monster Mash. It's a graveyard smash.
Halloween song. How about Children of the Grave?
Lips, any memorable costumes growing up?
I remember going out trying to be John Lennon.
Really?
You're gonna laugh. I remember being Paul Stanley.
You thought you could have...
Listen, I got lots of candy that year.
Hey, Star Child.
I go out as myself.
You wear a costume all year round.
That's it.
Thanks a lot, guys.
Okay, man.
It's always been a lot to me because, I've always been into the theatrics of, I wouldn't even gotten into music if it wasn't for the theatrics. Kiss was the first band that I had ever seen live, so it was like, wow. And then I saw another band after that without any makeup or anything. I'm like, what's going on? I thought every band did that, So that was the reason why I got into this stuff, and I just liked the whole thing. And when I was a kid, in my area, Halloween was holy time. It was like you gear up for that a month in advance. It was like Christmas, to us. We were so thrilled with the whole aspect of, I would change my idea for a costume 20 times before Halloween came, and I'm only 8 years old, so I loved the whole thing. I loved, and I still love it. We spend, every Halloween doing something. I spent it at Playboy Mansion this last year, and it was like, just like you would think it was, and more. It was insane, and I came dressed as me. So it was pretty amazing.
Me coming from a Halloween family, Halloween is life.
For me, it means dressing up in a pilot's uniform.
For me, we use our Grim Reaper outfit in our show. I love to put it on, and I sit down on our front porch and I pretend that I'm like a dead, thing, and the kids walk up and I scare the crap out of them. It's really fun. I don't know. You have to be there.
Oh, well, we're having a Halloween show. I think the 23rd or something. So I like thinking about different things. Okay, what are we gonna do for Halloween? What's going on this year? Sort of like that.
I usually really dislike Halloween, so I'm hoping this is going to be good because I need something to change. Yeah.
What are some of your most memorable Halloween costumes from years past?
In relation to Iron Maiden or just?
Nope. Just in general.
Oh my God. What do you think? Give me a moment to think about this.
Mine were all pretty gay, so I have nothing remarkable to.
I was Ace Frehley when I was 10. That was cool.
I'm always Sarah Silverman because people think I look like her for some reason.
I was a Bumblebee. That's pretty shred. That's metal. Bumblebee. Superwoman or something like that. That's what she's called? But I was Wonder Woman. That's one of those.
I mean, the coolest thing I was a black angel, I guess.
I'm still trying to think of something clever.
Were you Amish or something?
I was Amish! Thank you. I was Amish, and that was recently too. How sad is that? I can't remember. It was 2 Halloweens ago.
And the favorite Halloween candy of the Iron Maidens, starting again with you.
I like, oh God, it's this, actually it's like a Snickers, but it's vegan, and it's peanut chews. But you know what? You never see them out on the West Coast. I only see them on the East Coast. And I forgot but there's something named peanut chews, and I like vegan Snickers. That's my favorite.
I like anything, those marshmallow peeps type things in the shape of the Halloween things. Yum.
I like all candy, but I have a severe addiction to candy corn. Yeah.
It's crazy. Anything chocolate? Maybe Reese's?
Yeah, chocolate and candy corn.
Tell us your Halloween playlist.
Oh my.
All metal, of course.
Well, you have
it's
to
gotta
play
be something Halloween.
right?
Thank you. Yes, I was going to say something from Halloween. Something from Grim Reaper. You definitely work some Maiden in there. Slayer. That's probably would be in rotation. Several songs from
I'd
those.
have to agree.
Maybe a little Venom for atmospheric effect,
Smooth jazz.
Kenny G for sure.
Yes.
Maybe some Yanni?
Double Dutch
Halloween
bus.
piano. I always like to think like organs or something, like the pipe organ.
They'd have to the opera.
It'd have to involve
As
King
in the real
Diamond, too.
family.
Yeah.
Oh,
Probably
yeah,
have to
dude.
involve
Fucking
King
Merciful
Diamond.
Fate.
Yeah.
And your favorite movies.
Favorite horror movies? What is that one with Rob Zombie?
House of a Thousand.
The House of a Thousand Corpses. I'd have to say that was pretty hardcore. Really like that one.
I like The Exorcist.
Trilogy of Terror.
Yeah.
I honestly cannot handle horror movies. They scare the crap out of me. I'm not even kidding.
Well, the Maidens are looking for a new member.
I like stuff that's more suspenseful. Like, that Blair Witch was pretty insane. You didn't actually see anything, but pretty scary.
I got one for you, the Iron Maidens Japan DVD.
Do you celebrate Halloween in Sweden?
For some weird reason, they do. Yes, I don't really. I have my youngest daughter is 6 years old. She loves it.
What are your favorite horror films?
Evil Dead. At 30 Days of Night, I think is really fucking great.
What are your favorite metal albums to play on Halloween?
On Halloween, I will go with Halloween then.
Halloween on Halloween? Alright, cool.
That's it.
That's it.
Oh, that was quick.
Halloween's as Keith Richards once said, Halloween's every day of my life. I love Halloween. When else do you get to dress up and act like a fool and not be laughed at for it, you know?
What are some of your most memorable costumes growing up?
Oh, God. I don't know. Usually some of my friends had the best costumes. One of my friends was a giant bloody tampon one year, and it looked really authentic. You know, it's like a 6-foot tampon. And, you know, I was more known for my Halloween parties. We'd have some rages, especially when Rick Hunell and I, you know, lived together in this big house up in the hills. You know, we had parties so spectacular. Cops were like hanging out playing security. You know, they'd show up and they didn't want to leave. They're having the time of their lives just hanging out front because of all the like women wearing almost nothing to come in and out of the place. They actually ejected a couple people for us. It's like our own personal taxpayer-funded security force. And we used to have a Halloween party every year. It was rad.
What would be your favorite Halloween candy?
Halloween candy? I don't know. I don't eat a lot of candy. I did used to love good caramel apple, though.
With or without razor blades?
With. Always with.
What's your favorite horror movies to watch on Halloween?
Halloween. Of course.
And what would be your metal playlist for October 31st?
Venom, black metal, fucking Merciful Fate, No One's Have No Fun, Angel Witch, Angel of Death, maybe, Gates of Babylon, Rainbow. It's one of my favorite songs of all time. And Exodus, Bonded by Blood.
Cool.
Certainly.
What does Halloween mean to Paul Diana?
Not a lot. It's an American fuck up of a pagan rite, actually, from England. Sorry, all it is over here is like candies and like getting what you can for it. In England, it's I live when I'm actually in England. My other house is right by Stonehenge. I lived in there, like the magic stones from that down that way. Like you get all the druids and that there, and solstice. It means a lot more there. It's more pagan and stuff like that. You know, like All Hallows Eve is, you know, when the spirits come alive. You know, it's like from the Wicca, you know, from the witches and stuff, all like from medieval England and shit. It means a lot more down there. You know, it's not a thing about, oh, give me candies or we'll fucking egg you. It's stupid. It's like, you know, the burn of the Wicca, like for the new life and growth and stuff like that. It's very important, you know, to people down like southwest of England where I live when I'm over. And, you know, Stonehenge, everyone comes to visit that. If you can get there, it's like, these stones have been going there for like hundreds of thousands of years. And so it means a hell of a lot more. It's a lot more mystical.
Do you have a favorite scary movie?
Me, my wedding. That was one of them. Scary movies. I tell you what, there's one, I want to come see this Wolfman when it comes out. That looks quite cool, because, you know, I'm into that. I used to like the old stuff with like Lon Chaney and shit like that, and Bela Lugosi and crap, you know, I'm really into all that stuff. One of my favourite movies, though, Halloween itself is a fucking great movie. You know, I love that. All the Friday the 13th shit, yeah. But to me, some of the old Hammer movies from England were fucking awesome, you know, like Dracula in the 21st century and stuff like that. Oh, that's all cool shit. Love it.
Perfect.
I like horror movies, although I haven't been frightened by a horror film in a long time. I don't know why. Maybe I'm jaded and cynical and I can see right through the plot, or maybe I'm made of stone or something. I don't know, but I like movies like The Exorcist and films like The Omen, you know, things like that. I like that more than I like slasher films. I'm not really a slasher film fan.
The classics.
Yeah, I like the classics.
What kind of satanic, unholy, heavy metal do you like to listen to on Halloween?
That's a good question. It's not so much the metal. On Halloween, I just go back and play all the movies. Like, I do it almost every year. Like, the week leading up to Halloween is just pretty much immersing myself in old 80s horror and just watching my favorite movies over and over again, that kind of thing. So it's, you know, it's Halloween and it's Shining and all that stuff. Romero and everything.
I've always been a fan since a kid. It means something different as an adult. I import chocolates from Europe. It's my secondary business for my wife and I. And Halloween's actually turned into a payday. We import really high-end chocolates, and we have these people come rushing in for Halloween parties, buying pounds of Belgian truffles. So it's gone from this like fun kid thing to this obvious business thing.
What are your favorite metal records to blast on Halloween?
On Halloween, it always got to be something with Sabbath. Yeah, it would have to be Sabbath. I'll say Volume 4 because it's probably my favorite Sabbath record.
And tell me about your all-time favorite horror movies.
I haven't been a big fan of it. I don't know if this is a horror movie, but Seven was always my favorite movie when it came to that kind of gross me out feel in the stomach, with when they get out to the desert and Brad Pitt looks in the box. That's a horror movie.
And what would you say have been some of your most memorable Halloween costumes growing up?
I did a Chainsaw Man, where we actually had done a walk for, and I was an adult, so it wasn't when I was a kid, and I would wear a black hat thing, and I would come out of a woodshed that we had in our driveway while the kids were walking up, and I'd pull the chainsaw until it started, chase them down the street. There's no blade on it, actually. So yeah, I've been into it.
What does the holiday Halloween mean to you, if anything?
Not a lot, actually, because it's very much these days an American thing. In Europe people don't really celebrate Halloween.
What does Halloween mean to you, Joey? Is it one of your favorite holidays?
It's freaky, man. Everybody's kind of kooky that night. I just love seeing costumes. The people that really get into it, they crack me up. It's a good night out.
What have been some of your most memorable costumes growing up?
I don't know, in fact. I had some goofy ones myself. I was Batman. I was the Invisible Man. I used to greet people at my house at the door. Because I would stay in. People come to the house and they wouldn't expect somebody dressed up. I was a scarecrow once. Had the whole get-up. I don't know where I came up with one, but anyhow, yeah, there's some cool costumes.
Funny, when I was a kid in Detroit, our families just didn't drop us off on Saturday morning at the movie theater, and then we'd just stay there all day, and it was always a triple, it came from beneath the sea, all those great 50s horror movies, and we'd stay there all day, so that was like my favorite thing in the world was those type of horror movies. But I think later on, movies like Carnival of Souls, that was a movie that just kind of like, I went, what was that? It was a very freaky movie for me. And I kind of I find a lot of that stuff showing up in my shows. That when she's in the ballroom dancing with all the dead guys, with all the black eyes and everything, that ended up being kind of showing up in my show. What else? The Haunting, the original Haunting. Claire Bloom was one of the scariest movies. But back then they weren't splatter movies. They were more psychological. Horror, and that was the Harryhausen period too, where it was a lot of animation stuff that was great. But I always thought that those type of 50s, late 50s, early 60s movies in black and white were always really good. Didn't really discover some of the stuff till later.
Story going on instead of just
you have
whatever.
to. What movie have you ever seen that's not fun? The fun thing about a movie is knowing, and I don't care what horror movie you rent, the bad guy, the villain, is always going to find a way to blow it. that's part of the satisfaction, I think, of it. You know, there's not one villain that doesn't end up getting it or getting, you know, his punishment in the end, and that's satisfying to all of us. If the bad guy got away with it, you kind of, that's not finished, and that's kind of what kind of fuels Michael Myers and Jason, and you know, the ongoing thing that you can't kill him. You know, there's such a fine line between comedy and horror, to me. If you can't put, I can't think of one really good horror movie that doesn't make me laugh. You know, and it's because it's so over the top. Evil Dead. I remember the first time I watched Evil Dead, and I said, there can't be any more blood in this movie. And then the pipe breaks, and he's covered in blood, and I went, okay, you know. So when you get movies that are so over the top splatter that you're laughing because it's just, come on, you know, that to me is what makes it funny. The one movie that didn't have a great sense of humor was The Exorcist. If you think of it didn't, and that's what made it one of the scariest movies of all time. Is it didn't attack your sense of humor, or it didn't attack your psychology part. It attacked your soul, and that made it even a deeper kind of scare. I look at that movie and I'm trying to find the humor in it, and I didn't find any humor anywhere in that. I had just gotten out of an insane asylum for drinking. I didn't go to a country club. They actually put me in this really nice insane asylum that ghost hunters should be probably investigating at this point. And it was full of rich people that instead of going to jail, they got themselves committed to this insane asylum.
Millie and Billy.
Yeah, Millie and Billy, all those people were real people. And when I got out of the insane asylum, there was an old man, his name was Henry or something, old, yeah. And he'd been in there forever. And I'm in my robe and he's in his robe, and you know, he puts his arm around me and he goes, you know, Alice, he says, tomorrow you're going home. He said, I'm going to still be in here, but you're going home to a wife and kids and a career. And he says, and I just want you to know that, he says, I want you to go back and get your life together and do it. And that, and I had a little tear in my eye, you know. And he goes, and someday I'm going to get out of here. And when I do, I'm going to kill you. Okay, Henry, I gotta go now. I don't know if they've let him out yet, but